Your ideological lens can completely blur your objectivity. My name is Aisha Akambi. I'm a fashion stylist and a cultural commentator. Although I prefer to think of it as thinking out loud on the shifts that we currently see in society, predominantly around identity, how we can be more curious as a people and understand people better. I think social media has become this self-radicalizing entity because we have never necessarily before lived publicly. We haven't lived publicly in the way that we are now. I mean, any person, irrespective of how well known you might be in your local area, could go viral at any minute. And there's benefits of that, and there's also real downsides of that. And so when you're living in a world where you're hyper-conscious of not just what your neighbors think, but thousands, millions of strangers, it's likely to alter your behavior. I think you have to be quite grounded to confront that reality maturely. A few months ago, there was an example of a youngish woman who was 29 talking about her weekend.
Here's what your Saturday morning looks like when you're single at 29 and you don't have a kid running around the house. I didn't rise from my bed until 10:15. I went to Beyonce last night and I didn't get home until 1 a.m. and I danced and drank my little heart out and I didn't pay a babysitter to watch my kids as I did that. Maybe I'm gonna learn how to make shakshuka today because I have no plans and I don't have kids and I don't have a husband and I don't have errands to run. Also on my agenda, probably a rewatch of some Real Housewives of New York.
This video was completely attacked by so many people who saw this as evidence of kind of diminishing the family, you know, or promoting women to live in this selfish bubble where everything is about them and their needs, you know, some sort of radical feminist message or something like that, which really anyone looking at that from a non-ideological lens could see that it wasn't that. But I think when we are so deeply entrenched in our political identities, it makes it much harder to view a piece of media or to view any interaction, TikTok, Instagram post without projecting our ideological lens onto it and trying to find propaganda somehow. Our immutable characteristics, the things that we can't change, our race, where we come from, our background, the class in which we grew up with, you know, how our gender is perceived by other people. I guess I'm talking about those things and, you know, how sort of dogmatic some ideas around our identities have become. It certainly informs, you know, your experiences and maybe some of the ways in which you move through the world, maybe how you're perceived in the world. But I don't know if it has to define your personality, so to speak. So for instance, I don't necessarily think of my race or sexuality as major defining elements of my personality. They're part of my personality. I don't find it to be the most interesting thing about me, or I don't feel particularly territorial over my identity. There might be things that are, you know, ways of speaking, ways of being that are popular, let's say, in certain communities that I belong to. And anyone outside of those communities resonating with those elements and wanting to adopt them for themselves is not something I see as a personal attack, whereas many people do these days. And so when I make the distinction between personality and identity, identity is what is given to you and personality is something you form, is something you create. Well, I think the internet has done a good job, or social media, should I say specifically, in recent years of dictating towards the identity. And what I mean by that is creating caricatures of what women should believe, you know, what men are like, what white people, how white people behave, you know, how black people should react to this or that news event. I think it's sort of hollowed our identity, so to speak. I think they've made them quite two-dimensional, when in reality, a lot of people are far more complicated than what their identity may suggest about them. Well, it's problematic because, to borrow a phrase that's popular online, it's dehumanizing in the sense that you're not looking at a full person, you're looking at a set of ideas and perspectives that you've borrowed from the internet, and you're projecting them onto the other person rather than, you know, meeting them where they are. So thinking of identity in this way, in this two-dimensional way, I think it just flattens, you know, what should be a whole experience. one has to be careful when they're thinking about an online community and what it really means to have that. Because I think if you are finding yourself in a space where you're afraid to voice certain opinions because of what your community might think, then I would maybe argue that maybe you're not in a community so much as you've been selected to be part of a crowd who are addicted to confirmation bias, and you are the supply of that. I think that's very different to having a community. I think it's very easy to confuse the two. The connection that we get online is not equivalent to the bonds that we form in real life with people, because often those connections are based purely on what we post and what we believe, where I think a meaningful connection is the ability to bond with someone and that bond still be there irrespective of, your views. I don't think that my behavior online should be a big deviation from how I behave offline. I think it's, resisting the pressure to feel like I have to comment on everything, recognizing my own impulses that come up and inspecting them, because you do sometimes. You do see something and you think to yourself, oh, I have to really give them a piece of my mind. And I'm like, but really why? Why do I have to do that? If I heard someone on the bus saying something that I thought was ridiculous, I wouldn't just, excuse me, actually, that's actually not true. So I wouldn't do that. I think if we were more curious about how people arrive at their positions, I think that would lead to a lot of compassion. It doesn't mean we're going to agree with them, but at least we'd be able to see that not all of these perspectives, different perspectives that other people have, are rooted solely in hate. That word also, I think, is quite abused online or used often in places where it shouldn't. So yeah, I think allowing ourselves to be more imaginative, and remembering that there are more feelings and emotions in life, other than just, love and hate. I think we should spend more time offline, definitely, but everything is balance. I don't think the internet has to be inherently harmful for you, but anything that you feel that you must do every day, that you don't have to do every day, deserves some interrogation. A lot of psychologists would say that any addiction, including online addiction, suggests there is a wound somewhere. And so just because I think we're all online and it's become, the most normalized thing to do now, I don't think that means that we should forget to look at what that wound might be. I've got a pretty strong suspicion that social media attracts in big numbers people who have a very unstable sense of identity. If you want to have a more grounded sense of your own identity, that comes from offline, I think. That comes from actual experience. That comes with meeting people and looking them in the eye. That comes from looking at yourself offline, not this caricature that you've created online. And I always say it doesn't surprise me that people tend to say that they have their best ideas in the shower, because it's the only time that we're not distracted by something else. We have to be comfortable with being bored again, and trying to fill that time without social media.
Human.